All right, gang. So we got college campus chaos. We got the media turning against Biden. Now, Biden is losing his key voting constituencies. Again, you cannot make this stuff up, gang. The policy strategist for AFG Investments, a fellow by the name of Greg Valliere, he's warning that Biden's decline in support, particularly among young people, but in 3 different voting constituents, is going to crush him in November. So Biden's already lost 5 points in the last couple of weeks with young voters. But to add insult to injury, Biden is seeing record numbers of Black voters and Latino voters defect over to Trump. And this, of course, is largely because of the massive amount of illegal immigration that Biden himself has allowed at the southern border. So again, gang, you've got campus chaos that's causing young people to abandon Biden, and you've got border chaos that's causing Blacks and Latinos to abandon Biden. You even have New York City Mayor Eric Adams coming out and saying just openly and overtly that illegal immigration has to be stopped. By the way, he's come out against the campus protests as well, basically saying that there are nefarious groups from outside the United States that are trying to radicalize our students. You mean in left-wing lunacy that you've been pushing? So Eric Adams is coming out. He's against the campus protesters, and he's against illegal immigration. He's coming out and saying, bottom line, we got to close the border. Otherwise, we're going to lose our city. And this is coming from a Democrat. Hey, gang, with everything going on right now, it's hard to say what could happen or what will happen. And to make matters even worse, we usually don't find out until it's too late. But when it comes to your money, you should understand what's at stake. That's why I partnered with Goldco. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of hedging future risks with the timeless value of gold and silver. And that's why you've got to click on the link below or go to turleytalkslikesgold.com to get your free gold and silver kit. Gang, it's an amazing free resource that shows you step-by-step how to get into precious metals tax-free and penalty-free, even if your money's still in a retirement account like an IRA or a 401k. And the best part is that you may already qualify to get up to $10,000 in free silver. You've seen the writing on the wall. Click on that link below or go to turleytalkslikesgold.com to get your free gold and silver kit right now, because this is about taking back control of your freedom and your privacy. We can't predict the future, but we can certainly prepare for it. So don't wait. Take action now to defend your freedom, your privacy, and your future. Click on that link below right now. The Democrats have officially broken their unity over this issue. And we got the Texas governor, Greg Abbott, by the way, to thank in terms of busing illegal immigrants to New York City and Chicago and Denver. That ingenuity was astonishing. But more and more media outlets are openly admitting it's young people, it's Blacks and Latinos, particularly Black and Latino men, who are disproportionately attracted to Trump as a response to a blowback against Biden on illegal immigration. The Washington Post recently came out and admitted that Trump is seeing levels of minority support no Republican has seen in 50 years, in half a century. They found Trump is averaging an astonishing, and this has been pretty consistent now for the last several months. He's averaging an astonishing 20% support among Black voters and an unprecedented 42% support among Latino voters. And it's all going back to this chaos of the southern border or the weaponized legalism that's blowing back against Biden. Very, very fascinating. We're getting a 1-2 punch here. It's not just one thing that Biden's doing. It's 2 things that are sending Blacks and Latinos disproportionately over to Trump. Trump getting arrested, Trump getting indicted, Trump getting that freaking mugshot brought him out of one cultural sphere, right? A billionaire president, and landed him now in a new cultural sphere, a victim of a system that is oppressive. A victim of the man trying to keep you down. So what we're finding is that voters who have consistently voted Democrat, i.e. Blacks and Latinos, are now overwhelmingly attracted to voting for Trump almost based solely on that freaking mugshot, because in a sense, it made him one of them. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying there. What I'm saying there is something very specific, and it has to do with cultural space. How many New York billionaires do you know? How many New York billionaires who were former presidents do you personally know? Of course, the answer is zero. But I bet every one of us knows somebody had a mugshot taken. I bet every one of us has, and that is true of Blacks and Latinos. They know somebody got arrested, and probably unrightly so. They were unrightly targeted by a weaponized legal system. So I owe this observation to Robert Barnes. I think it's brilliant. That mugshot transferred Trump from one cultural space, the New York billionaire former president, to another cultural space, someone legally persecuted by an unfair and unjust legal system. And that transference has endeared Trump to voters that would have never even given him the time of day prior to that. So this is stunning stuff. You've got campus chaos of Biden's own making, because it's the fomentation of years and years of cultural Marxist conditioning. You've got the chaos at the southern border, and then you've got the chaos of weaponized legalism, again, of Biden's making, all of which are sending young voters, Latinos, and Blacks to Trump. And what this pundit and several pundits are admitting is that if Biden sees his support continue to crater among those three key demographics, the young vote, Latinos, and Blacks, it is game over. There is no way he is going to win, no matter how many shenanigans they're going to try to pull off. And again, these pundits are all sounding the alarm that it looks like it's too late to win these voters back. It looks like they are all in, locked in on Trump. Now, as if all that weren't bad enough, we've got news today of a recession looming on the horizon. So here's your next whack-a-mole here. GDP growth was 1.6% in the first quarter of the year, down from 3.4% in the fourth quarter of 2023 and 4.9% in the third quarter. We keep going, we're going to be in negative growth. We have record high government spending and borrowing. We got record high credit card debt. We got record high housing costs. They're up 37% since the first quarter of 2020 through the end of last year. Inflation rose at nearly 4% annual rate in the first quarter, 2.9% alone in March. Highest levels in more than 2 decades. And then, of course, gang, there's the polls.
Americans don't assess the economy through the economic indicators and data that we all report on constantly. They assess it through how they feel about it. 34% currently approve of Biden's handling of the economy, so significantly lower than his overall job approval. 66% disapprove. And when you ask, how is the economy going today? What's your rating of it? 30% of Americans say it's good. 70% of Americans say it's poor. I just want to note here that the economy is overwhelmingly the most important issue for voters. This is not insignificant. And so while there are a ton of other issues that we discussed, and even issues that the president performs worse on, the Israel-Hamas war, immigration, the economy is still front and center for people. So this is something you're going to hear Biden talk about day in and day out to try to boost those numbers up as well.
70% of voters think your economy is a failure, and your solution is to talk more about it. And again, this isn't coming from Fox. This is coming from freaking CNN. It's 70% of the nation sees your economy as an abject failure, and your solution is to talk more about it.